Hey, what's up guys, it's Swiss and we're back again with another video that's going to be in regards of getting better with Snake as far as movement goes. And in my opinion, movement is a big factor. So when you're able to be reversed and stuff like that, as far as Snake goes, you're able to move around much easier and escape maybe dash attacks, aerials, and cause all types of different scenarios on your movement, so that way you get hit less and able to dodge more and get out the way. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into that and discuss on practicing movement, how to get better at it, and so on and so forth. So before we dive right into it, I just want to give you guys a glimpse of how effective movement can be if you actually master it or work on it, and so on and so forth. There are 5 Snake players I believe that you guys should watch if you want to really get good at movement, which is going to be Vinny G, Salem, Dio, Shogun, and Welfare Pickles. If you watch those 5 guys, you should be able to have an idea of movement, how to use movement, and then be able to train with it. So just a quick clip of Vinny G just to give you guys some insight here. So he out tilts him, and he comes down, he runs back, grabs a grenade, B reverse, right? So we got a B reverse here, so that way he's not coming towards Mario, otherwise Sauce, the player here, would have been able to hit him. And then he comes down, and then he does a wave bounce here. To avoid landing here, he switches it up to land behind Mario, and then he rolls away, and then able to reset neutral, or possibly could have gotten a dash attack or something like that as far as a punish goes. So something so small like that is gonna help you out a lot, because if you keep messing with movement, then in areas where you're supposed to land, if you B reverse or wave bounce away from that, then you'll be mixing it up. You can cause whip punishes, and you can, kind of go from there. Alright, so the big question for this, how do you train this? And it's going to be training mode, obviously. You don't want to play against a computer or a human player or an opponent or tournament bracket or whatever, and you're trying to practice movement when this guy's chasing you all over the place, so you don't really have time to actually practice it. So I recommend training mode, Final Destination, and Battlefield, because Battlefield you can practice on platforms, FD you can practice more on a flat surface, of course. So if you're new to this and you don't understand what B reversing is, I'll go ahead and explain it real quick, but I do have a video on B reversing as well. You can always look into that. B reversing, so as soon as you press the B button, you flick the stick in the opposite direction that your character is facing. So in this case, Snake is facing to the right. So I'm going to push the B button and then move the left stick into the left. And that's how you get a B reverse. And then vice versa if you're facing this way. And then if you're doing a down B, you would just quarter circle back. So you do down B and then quarter circle back to Snake's back, whichever Snake's back is facing. And that's pretty much B reversing. So very, very simple. And then if you guys don't know how to wave bounce is a little bit harder, but basically what you're doing is you're jumping, flick the stick back, press the B button, and then flick the stick forward. So that's how you do a wave bounce. If you ever have issues trying to do this, then obviously just do what I did. Lower the speed down to 1/4 and then slowly move your way up until you're doing it in actual speed. So that's pretty much just a quick crash course on B reversing and wave bouncing. So it's very important that you actually practice B reversing to get it down packed, because once you do that, then you can start creating your own movement combos, as far as what I call it, and going from there. Now everyone has their own movement combos. If you guys watch Vinny G, use a lot of wave bouncing. If you watch Welfare Pickles, he used a lot of B reverses into down airs, and so on and so forth. Salem likes to B reverse off platforms, and so everyone has their own thing, right? And primarily, you can watch those videos, take what they're doing, and then see if you can implement it on your own, if it's going to work or not, if it fits your style, or you can just go into training mode and continue to grind out and make your own combos. So a very simple one is light throw, Z grab, and then B reverse. So that puts 2 grenades in front of the opponent, and then it puts you all the way over here. So if your opponent rushes in, there's 2 grenades that's going to blow up in their face. If not, and let's say they just stand here, then you can kind of get an idea of what their reaction response is, or like what they're going to do, and then you can download that and remember it. Another great thing, such as Salem would do, is he'll jump back and then B reverse. When you're jumping back, your opponent's going to either shield, or maybe they're going to try to do something else. Maybe they're going to sidestep, or maybe they're going to up smash, or maybe they're going to do an aerial. So you can remember that next time and then make adjustments from there. So let's say like every time I do this, my opponent keeps shielding. So next time I do this, I'm just going to tomahawk grab. And the tomahawk grab, you just do an empty jump into a grab. So you can kind of understand like where that's going. And that's just something very simple. It can get kind of advanced, of course, but it's going to take some time to learn. So there are a lot of ways you can develop a movement style, and it's really dependent on how your playstyle is, right? So in this case, you could do this all day, you could do this, you could do that. You know, there's a lot of areas to develop movement, and there's so many options that you would have. So in this case being said, my main thing to recommend to you guys is to train it, to practice it, to watch videos to see if you like anything, try it on training mode if it's going to work or not, and then take it to a real match. If it works out, great, remember it. If it doesn't, then back to the lab again, right? So also, when it comes to creating your own movement combos or using movement combos from other players, you always want to remember to not use the same exact technique over and over again. Because if you do so, then your opponent's going to be able to read it, and then you're going to end up starting to get punished for it. As an example, if I keep doing this, and I keep landing in this spot here, then my opponent is going to start to make adjustments, right? Let's say like the first time you did it, they ran in and they got hit by a grenade. Then you do it again, and then they run in and they shield it. And then you do it again, and then they run in and they dash attack you, then you got hit. So the main thing of movement is to be, you know, very versatile in the air, and then not be able to get hit. Now you could do some other things here, like not only just B reverses, you can just use down airs and stuff. Like if you're welfare pickles use a lot of down air. You could use like back airs. You could roll back and then grab. You could jump, nair one, grab. You know, there's just a lot of things you could do, to be honest, and it's up to you to find that out yourself, like I said. So you gotta keep grinding it and figuring out what's gonna work and what's not gonna work, if it's easy or hard, and then taking it to matches and then going from there. So there are some things you could do and some things you could practice as far as movement goes, and primarily you could try like the stuff that I do, which is this. You could also do like a drop C4 and then throw it. You could do this and then move forward. You could do this and then a B reverse, maybe, if you want to do that, and then shield. You know, there's a lot of stuff. Welfare Pickles likes to B reverse and then use double jump and then throw a grenade. You know, if you're holding a grenade and you're on platform and you B reverse and it'll stay on the platform. But movement wise too, if your opponent is rushing you and let's say they're running at you, you can B reverse, and then let's say they come in for a grab and they miss because of the B reverse, then you get a free punish for it. Or if they come in with an aerial or something like that. If you're falling down and you B reverse and then they try to like up smash you out of the air, and you B reverse out the way on time, you can punish that. So the main key is not only getting your movement variations down, but it's also, on top of that, being able to move out the way when your opponent is chasing you. So if you keep landing in a specific area, or you keep doing the same thing when you come down, then it's time to switch it up with the B reverse or something. And that's how things are just going to be a lot easier for you. And you're not going to be able to get hit as easy as you have been before. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time in training mode. You have to be very patient as well. B reversing is very, very important, as well as wave bouncing. I spoke to Vinny G, and he told me specifically wave bouncing is a big key for him, and he thinks that it's a really good tactic for movement. So if you guys keep up with the practice, B reversing, wave bouncing, and then just at that point mixing up your options, then you know you'll do a lot better as far as not getting hit. That's pretty much gonna be what you need to do. So I hope this video helps for anybody that's looking into bettering their movement or trying to understand how to get good with movement. So again, training mode, B reversing, wave bouncing, working with that, making sure you're not using the same tactic over and over again. You always want to make sure that you're changing it up, or at least have like 2 or 3 that you go in between, so that way you're always mixing up your options as far as being in the air movement wise in general. So again, I really hope this helps. If you guys like the content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I do have Twitch and other things down below in the description, so feel free to check that out. Again, my name is Swiss, and I'll see you on the next video.
How you move, I can't move. Whole world need you, run it up. Whole world need you, what's up? Whole world need you, gotta get it. Whole world need you, gotta live it. Whole world need you. The uniqueness in you, never duplicate you, never multiply too. Everyone copy and paste, mask all up in on their face. Disney fantasy MPH, they